It's day 1 of 14 days thinking about Anne Boleyn, and we're starting today by thinking about her mother, Elizabeth Boleyn, or Elizabeth Howard. Now, there is so little actually known about her mother that today's video is going to be a bit more of a sprinkling of facts than a coherent narrative, but I'll do my best. As a Howard, she came from a wealthy and influential family. Her father was Thomas Howard II, Duke of Norfolk, so she's the eldest daughter of him, and his name comes up quite a lot, the second Thomas Howard, the second Duke of Norfolk. He was the one, for example, who sorted everything out at the Battle of Flodden. He was the one leading the army there. So he's quite a prominent and well-known figure, and they're a well-established, influential family. It's believed that she was a lady in waiting for both Elizabeth of York and also for Catherine of Aragon. Exactly when she marries Thomas Boleyn and when she has her children is still debated to some degree. We think that she probably married Thomas Boleyn around the year 1500. It could have been as early as 1498, but that's probably the earliest it could have been. She definitely lost some children, but the dates of these I've seen written very differently. It's believed she lost at least 2 boys, one called Thomas and one called Henry, or may have been referred to as Hal. I've seen 2 different versions of how they died. One that said they both died in infancy, and one that said that they both died of the sweating sickness. I've seen one source say that one of them died in 1496, but that doesn't make any sense to me because that would have been way too out of wedlock. I think we would know about that if that was something that had happened. So it seems that she lost at least 2 children, once married to Thomas, possibly 2 more, some say 4 altogether, but we know obviously that there were 3 children that lived to adulthood, and again, birth dates a little bit all over the shop. So Mary Boleyn, born around 1499, again that's a very ish date, believed to have quite a strained relationship with her mother. We've got George Boleyn, believed to be born around 1504. And then obviously we have Anne Boleyn. The most commonly cited date for her birth is 1501, thereabouts. Some historians have argued for as late as 1507. Hever Castle's got her down as 1501, so I'm going to take them as my key source there. So in that case, that would mean that Anne was the middle child. So it's obviously in some accounts that she's down as sort of being the youngest. So it's not entirely clear there, kind of the order of birth. You do get a rumour sometimes, a really disturbing rumour, that Henry also had an affair with Anne's mother, so with Elizabeth, and that there's a possibility that Anne was actually his own daughter. It does seem that the people who say that are possibly confusing Elizabeth Boleyn with Elizabeth Blount, or Bessie Blount, who we know he had an affair with. So let's just hope that that one has absolutely no basis, because that's all a bit horrendous, really, isn't it? Now, as I said, she was a lady in waiting for both Elizabeth of York and Catherine of Aragon. We know she attended the Field of Cloth of Gold in 1520 with her husband, presumably as part of Catherine's retinue. As we had said previously, we think Anne was there, but with the French camp. So it may have been that George was even there as well, so it might have been quite like a family picnic, I suppose. But yeah, so she was there at the Field of Cloth of Gold. She also attended Catherine of Aragon's coronation. But as to what else she did for her or with her, we're not entirely sure. Now, as I said, she had quite a strained relationship with her daughter Mary, but she had seemingly a very good relationship with Anne, and she took a real care over her education. She made sure that she could sing and dance, poetry, embroidery, all things that would be expected of a cultured young lady. And obviously we know Anne went off to the French court and will have continued her education there, but her mum put quite a lot of effort into those early years of education. Now, when Anne was courting the king as such, her mother was certainly around, not necessarily acting as a chaperone as such, but she was still in service then. And when Anne became queen, she stayed in service in the household. She definitely attended the coronation for Anne, and she may have even ridden in the carriage with her. We don't know exactly who was in that carriage. There are various women, and her mother may have been one of them. One nice detail we do have from these years is in 1534, she gives a New Year's gift to the king. Everyone had to give a New Year's gift to the king. She gave him a velvet case, and it was embroidered with the royal arms on it, and inside it had 6 shirt collars, 3 that had been worked with gold and 3 that had been worked with silver. And that's sort of all we know about her. After the death of Anne and George, she returned to the countryside. Died on the 3rd of April 1538. She was around 58 years old, and she's buried at the Howard family chapel at St Mary's Church in Lambeth. So there you go, little bit of a glimpse into Anne Boleyn's mother, Elizabeth Boleyn, and also Elizabeth I's grandmother. There's some suggestion that Elizabeth I was named after her, but it seems more likely that Elizabeth I got her name from Henry's side, but still nice. Anyway, someone I'd love to know more about. So if you do stumble across any facts about her, do let me know. I'll see you tomorrow when we are going to look at someone we know a lot more about, and that's Anne Boleyn's father. See you then.